It's pretty common for coaches to work with large sets of student data. A lot of times, it's necessary to combine data from multiple sources. This process can be very daunting if done one at a time by hand. Fortunately, though, Excel gives us a way to automatically combine data from multiple sources. Let's take a closer look at how to do this. Here's an all too common scenario. You've been given access to score report spreadsheets from 2 different tests, and you'd like to combine them into one spreadsheet so that you can analyze student performance across subject areas. If you were to search for each score and then enter in these scores separately, it might take you hours to get it all done. Excel, however, has a function called value lookup, or VLOOKUP for short, that will match up data from 2 sources based on a piece of data that they have in common. Here I've been given 2 spreadsheets full of assessment data, and I need to combine them into one. On the left-hand side of the screen, I have the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year scores in ELA for 100 students. In the window to the right, I have the same 100 students, but this time I have their beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year math assessment score. So I need to take all of this information and combine it so that I'm matching up the same student scores from both ELA and math. Luckily, Excel can do this for me, and here's how you do it. First, I need to take all of the data from one spreadsheet and move it over to the other. To do that, I'm just going to select the cells that I want to move, and I'm going to copy them. So I could press Control-C on my keyboard. I can click the copy button. It doesn't matter. Either way will work. Next, I'm going to move over to my other spreadsheet and click the plus sign down at the bottom to create a worksheet. And in this worksheet, I'm going to paste. Now I've moved all this data over to this spreadsheet on the left. So I'm going to exit this spreadsheet on the right so that I can see a better view. Okay, let me show you one moment. In worksheet number 1, we have the ELA data, and in worksheet number 2, we have the math data. Notice that the ELA sheet has student numbers, last name, and first name. The math sheet only has student numbers. They do have a piece of data in common, and that is the student numbers. And notice that the student numbers are in the first column in both worksheets. That's intentional. You need to have whatever piece of data that the 2 sets have in common in the first column in both worksheets. That'll make it so that Excel can match things up. Okay, I'm going to go back to my second worksheet and select all the data. And where it says A1 up on top, I'm going to click, and I need to give this data a nickname. Since these are math scores, I'm going to type in math, and then click enter on my keyboard. Now I'll go back to sheet number 1, and I need to click in the cell where I want the first piece of math data to appear. I'd like the first piece of data to appear right here in column G, row 2, so G2. And here's where I'll type my formula. So I'll click in the formula box, and here it is, =, VLOOKUP, parentheses, and here I'm getting a little hint. It reminds me all the information I need to include. First, I have the lookup value. The lookup value is what the shared piece of data is for that row. So the student number is the shared data. This cell is cell A2. So I'm going to type A2 and then put a comma. Next, table array. That's my nickname for that math data. The nickname was just math. Comma. Column index number is where is the data coming from in that other spreadsheet. The first column was student numbers, and then the second, third, and fourth columns were the actual math data. I need that first set of math data, so that would be the second column. So I'm going to type 2, comma, and then my last is, do I want Excel to kind kind of approximately match the student numbers, even though they may not be exactly the same? Or do I need an exact match? Well, these student numbers are awfully close to one another. They all start with 102576. So I had better have an exact match. So I'm going to type false. Parentheses, and then I'm going to hit enter. Boom, there's my first piece of math data already pre-matched. Now you might be thinking, I don't want to have to type that in for every cell. Luckily, you don't have to. Here's what you need to do. Click on the cell where the data is, aim your mouse in the corner of the cell where that green square is, and double tap. And there you have it. That entire column of 100 students is already pre-matched for you. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do the second column and the third column of math scores. This time I'm not going to talk you through it. I'm going to go a little faster. If you want to see the details or slow it down, feel free to hit pause or change the playback speed. Here goes. Okay, did you see how quick that was? I just matched all of these scores for 100 students, and it took me about 2 minutes. So the next time you have to combine data for multiple spreadsheets on the same group of students, just look for one piece of shared data that they have in common, and then have Excel do the work for you. Value Lookup offers us an efficient way to combine large sets of data. Can you think of ways this formula can help you in your coaching? By saving time on data analysis tasks, you can spend more of your time coaching teachers. For the latest in coaching tips and tricks, be sure to click to subscribe and turn on notifications. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Coach's Corner.